I'm just gonna do this video sat on the ground like this because I feel most comfortable here, and I always feel like I speak most like naturally like myself when I'm just feeling really comfortable. I've basically just found some plants in my house and this is where I'm gonna film because plants in the background always seems to work. This video is completely spontaneous, like literally I haven't planned anything. I was just in the shower thinking a lot about the world of like influencing, and I just thought I really want to film this and just like speak really openly about like what's going on in my head and like what I'm thinking right now. So yeah, I haven't planned what I'm going to say, so I'm really sorry if this is a bit of a rambling video. It's just like I started YouTube years ago. I actually don't know when I started, but I think it's must be at least 8 years, maybe more. Like I literally don't know. I need to look back on like my first ever video, as cringeworthy as that is, to find out. But it's been quite a journey, like this industry, I suppose, since when I started to where we've got now. Like it's actually mad how far it has gone. When I started, I think I started on Instagram first, just kind of like for fun, and then YouTube. It was purely just fun and games. Like I was in this amazing group that were all doing it at the same time, like Zoe, Tanya, Alfie, Jim, Marcus, like everyone, and we had so much fun. And when we all first started all those years ago, I don't think any of us imagined how far the industry would come to where it is now. We definitely had conversations about it, like, you know, I wonder where it will go and where will we be in 5-10 years. Like this could be completely a dead end. Like I didn't think it would be my career, like 100%. I thought, you know, this is just fun. I'd graduated from university, I actually studied law, and I realised I didn't want to do law. Classic. And this was kind of, it just fell into place, and I was like, okay, cool. I just kind of went with it. I was like, okay, we'll see where this goes. Might be fun for the time being. And it was so much fun. And then as the years went on, mainly I noticed brands wanted to start working with us, and that was like, okay, cool, all right. Like my favorite brands I'm already working with suddenly want to pay me to basically do what I was doing anyway. It was like, is this for real? And that all got really exciting, and more brands got involved, and then suddenly like the industry just seemed to be booming, and more people were doing what we were doing, like content creating, and it was amazing. Like so much creativity in one place from all over the world on YouTube and on Instagram. It was a really cool place to be. But then kind of forward to where we are now, I'm questioning more and more, like, what is an influencer, and am I an influencer? And I really don't like using that word. Like, am I influencing? I don't think I can say that about myself. I don't even like it when other people say it about me. Like when like for example, when I go to an event or a party or just meet new people and they're like, oh, so what's your job? I can't imagine in a million years me being like, oh, I'm an influencer. Like, I just don't think anyone can say that, and I really don't think of myself as that, probably because of when I started and how I started and why I did it. Like, it was not for these reasons, and completely honestly, like speaking from the bottom of my heart, if I were to be where I am now, I'm a 28-year-old woman, and if I were to think about starting this career now, I wouldn't. Like, I just wouldn't. I would not want to put myself out there on Instagram and on YouTube as it is now, as the industry has progressed to where it is now. Like, I don't think I would start, because I'm actually a really introverted person. I think you guys actually know that already. Like, I'm never the loudest person in a group, and even in my videos, like now, I'm not like, rah, like I'm quite a reserved private person. I don't know if I can say that I'm a private person anymore, because I've basically grown up on YouTube. Like the last, like say I started when I was 20, I've shared the whole of my 20s with you guys. A really hard breakup, moving on my own, like kind of finding my independence like any 20-year-old woman does. That's all online. Like, I have shared a massive chapter of my life with you guys. So for me to sit here and say I'm a private person, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I think there's like naturally in me, I feel like I'm a private person and I am reserved and I am introverted, so for me to be doing this job is bizarre. I don't quite know how I'm in this position, but at the same time it's helped me so much. So I have absolutely no regrets with where I am. This is where I'm rambling. I told you this would happen. I've literally forgotten where I started with this topic right now. Yeah, completely rambling. But no regrets. I'm so glad I am where I am, and I'm definitely in a better position right now than had I continued with law or anything, because one thing I definitely know about myself is that I am not the kind of person, or I'm not the kind of character to be in a corporate job. That's for sure. Like, I definitely need to have like a creative outlet of some kind. So in a way I feel so lucky. Like, it is luck where I am now. Like, when I started, like I said, if I were to consider doing this job now, 100% wouldn't do it. But back then, when it was all fun and games, like, okay, yeah, let's just see how this goes, I fell into this role and I fell into that industry, and I just so happened to start when the industry was so new. And when I say industry, I mean like the world of YouTube and Instagram and social media as a whole, and how it has become a career, because it wasn't that when I started. So for me to have started then and, you know, oh, kind of gradually just sailing along and going with the flow, and now I'm here, it's amazing. And I am so lucky to have been part of that group in the first place. So yeah, no regrets. It's this whole question of influencing, I think, that I struggle with. I think, like, sometimes I have major freakouts and I'm like, why am I doing this? Because the way I see influencing now and social media content creation, for me, sometimes I see it as just selling stuff. Like, when I'm scrolling through Instagram or YouTube, I feel like a lot of content is aimed at just like asking followers to buy stuff and like, look at how amazing this product is that that person has definitely never used before, and you know, they've just been given a fee. Like, that's where I struggle with it, because it's not my intention, and it never has been, and to be honest, it never will be. And I think I'm questioning myself a lot recently, because I've just naturally been having these kind of conversations with various people. Like, someone the other day basically compared me to two other talent who are very much part of that, like, selling, using affiliate links left, right and centre, and like that's their career, that's their business, that's their strategy. Absolutely fine for them, it works for them, they've got a really engaged, dedicated audience that go to them to buy, so that's perfect for them. That's not the category that I see myself in at all. That's not my purpose. We're very different, like, business strategies. Like, even though, yes, we're technically in the same industry, I still see us as having very different careers, because my purpose, I suppose, is more to like spread awareness and like speak about things that I care about, and try to make change. I'm not in this job to sell, if that makes sense. And another conversation I had with a friend recently, literally yesterday, was saying how the things that I turned down, many people would literally kill for, in terms of like other digital content creators, other influencers. And it kind of made me think. I was like, really? Wow. My first thought was, oh shit, am I turning down too much? Because I was like, am I being stupid? Am I being a really bad businesswoman? But then actually, when I think about it, I'm like, no, I like to think that I've stayed really true to myself. And like I said, my channel is not about selling stuff to you. It's about speaking in a positive way and spreading awareness and trying to make change, whether that's about the environment and trying to be a little bit more eco-friendly and a little bit more aware of our actions. It's not really about me necessarily, it's about all of us collectively making change, and I'm just there to hopefully give it a little bit of insight. Also about like veganism, I like to think that I have shared my plant-based recipes and my plant-based journey in a way that inspires rather than preaches. You might be thinking the complete opposite, by the way, because this is completely my interpretation of like what I do and what I hope I'm doing, and you are the ones that watch me, so maybe you have a completely different interpretation of what I do. Feel free to comment below. I am more than happy to accept your constructive criticism. Definitely had some really nasty comments throughout my career that have like hurt me deeply, but probably mostly when they're kind of true. Like, I've definitely slipped up in the past, I've made mistakes, and I've learned from them, and you guys are always the first ones to call me out on it, so thank you for that. But it hurts at the same time. When it comes to brands, because you're probably thinking, how can she sit there and say she's not here to sell? Because I do brand collaborations. I do work and collaborate with, you know, various brands. Like, behind the scenes, the amount of stuff that I do turn down is sickening, because I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna sell you a teeth whitening light thing that you buy for $100, and that's not who I am. I'm not gonna pose with like this thing in my mouth. I don't do that. Like, if you look back at the brands I work with, they're completely aligned with my ethos, and I hope so anyway. If you think differently, of course let me know, but like, every single brand that I agree to collaborate with, it truly is a collaboration. It's a brand that I have naturally been speaking about anyway, brands that I'm using, and we start a relationship, we start talking, and it often takes years. For example, the L'Occitane lipstick that I have just launched, I've designed and created a lipstick with L'Occitane called Sweet Rosé. This sounds like a plug. This is literally I'm literally sitting here saying I don't try and sell stuff, but like, I'm trying to use examples to hopefully explain my thoughts right now, like what's going on. That relationship with L'Occitane has taken years, and not that this was ever like my end goal and like this is what, you know, this is why I've started a relationship with them. No, like, I've genuinely loved the brand for a long time. I've kind of mentioned it in a few videos over the years, just like, oh, I really like this product, this is really cool, like very, very natural and authentic. Like, it's completely me speaking from the heart about things that I genuinely like in my day-to-day life. And I built up a relationship with the girls there, really, really gorgeous team. I just adore them, and over the years it's led to work, and eventually I've become part of their global ambassador team, where I'm representing the UK in this particular campaign, where I had the opportunity to design my own lipstick, which is just out of this world and unbelievable. And that kind of proves to me like why I am so selective, because if I were to be accepting every single brand deal under the sun and taking, you know, okay, yeah, that fee sounds great, I'll take that, here, there and everywhere, it wouldn't lead to anything purposeful. Like, it wouldn't lead to anything that made me feel like, yeah, this is why I do this job. Like, in a way, I'd be a better influencer by, you know, constantly influencing you to buy different brands and different products, but it's just not me. It's not what my channel's about, and it's not the direction that I want to go in at all. And maybe that means that I'm going to fall behind slightly, because the new wave of influencers, well, there's been a million new waves of influencers during like my career who do sell better than me, and you know, brands probably do want to go directly to them for like a quick Instagram post, but I'm like literally nothing against them. Those people are incredible business women and men, and that's how they've made their career, and hats off to them for just going out there and doing it. Like, amazing. It's just not what my career is built on. Like, maybe I'm too emotional about it, maybe I'm too spiritual about it. I was thinking about this in the shower, and honestly I think it's because I care too much about you who follow me, but also the brands. Because if I were to accept a brand collaboration that, you know, I've never used that product, and you've never heard me talk about it, or you know, you have no idea what this brand is, like, where's this come from, it's completely random, you're not going to buy into it. Like, you see completely through that. You're going to be like, you're cool bullshit, right? And then the brand isn't going to get anything from it either, because of course all they want is sales. or brand awareness or whatever. So then the only person that's gained from it kind of is me financially, but then not really, because I'll lose the audience that I have worked so hard to build, like a positive community online. So it just doesn't add up. And actually, like before, when I was saying the talent that whose like kind of business strategy is to kind of use affiliate links and all of that, it works completely for them, because like I said, they've built up an audience that go to them for that. Like, they want to see that from their content. They literally have followed that person for shopping inspo, whether it's beauty or fashion or whatever it is. Like, that's why they follow them. Amazing. That's their world. The world that I think I've created is so polar opposite that if I were to start selling in that way, I just wouldn't have an audience. So you guys don't gain anything from it, I don't gain anything from it, the brand doesn't gain anything from it. So I'm just like, what is the point? Like, what is the purpose? So I guess, yeah, I've just been asking myself all these questions about this world of influencing. Where is my place in that? Am I falling behind? Have the new wave of influencers like taken over in a way, which is completely natural? You see it with music, you see it with film, TV, like there's always going to be the new refreshing talent, which it's natural, right? It's to be expected. But then it is a bit like, okay, well, where's my place in this? Is it okay that I'm still seeing this whole world of social media as an outlet for me to speak about purpose and change? And it's not necessarily like, people don't come to my channel to get inspo of where to buy the latest dress on the high street. Like, that's just not me. So I guess like it probably coincides with lockdown, but I've just had a lot of time to think and reflect on my career and reminisce about the old times of YouTube and Instagram, and I guess just consider like, where is my place? And I guess I can't shy away from the fact that actually this, of course this is my career, it is still my career, it is still my livelihood, but it's that constant balance of making sure that I'm staying true to my audience, and true to myself, and true to the brands that I really respect what they're doing, because they align with my ethos and I just love what they're putting out into the world. So that's where I stand with it. It's complicated, it's confusing. I have days where I'm literally just like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And then I have other days where I'm literally just like, I love what I do, I love what I've created, I love how my audience inspire me every single day. And I'm proud, I'm really proud of what we've all created together. I mean, like yesterday, walking past the L'Occitane store and my face is in the windows, just like, what? And I've had like a few moments like that throughout my career, and at 28, I can't help but feel so proud and so happy of what we've achieved. It's not me, of course it's not just me, it's like we've all done this together, and I love it. I genuinely love what I do. I'm so grateful. It's just a funny old world what we're in now. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this whole, the influencing world. Like, am I an influencer? I don't feel like I am. I don't know. I'd love to know your thoughts, because I feel like I've lost out in a way on part of the main world of what social media is, because I've never kind of just had Instagram and YouTube to consume content. So I think I kind of miss the point of it sometimes. Like, I see it from a very, very different point of view, because I've always had these platforms to create content, not necessarily to consume. Don't get me wrong, I'm completely obsessed with like certain YouTubers and Instagrammers, and I do consume media every single day and I love it. I love the platform, but I just feel like I must view it from a very different way, because since Instagram started, I've kind of seen it as a way for me to create content, to put it out there to the world, if that makes sense. I feel like I sound a bit, I don't even know. I actually feel like a lot of content creators, especially the ones that started a few years ago, must feel in a similar way. I think it's completely natural to start questioning like what's going on, and it's like, it happens throughout the years. Like, this isn't the first time that I've kind of had these thoughts like, where's my place, what's going on, and is this still cool? Like, am I still like in this world? I've had those moments multiple times, and I think especially when you are compared to other talent, where I see them as just on a completely different path to me. So for people to compare me to them just kind of makes me feel a bit sad, makes me feel frustrated, makes me question everything. And then I kind of pull myself together and I'm like, don't be so ridiculous, your jobs are completely different, like you cannot be compared to anyone. I think even generally, whatever your career is, it's never good to be compared to people. In a way, like, of course, natural comparison will cause a bit of encouragement for you to work harder, so kind of a healthy dose of comparison I think can be okay. But when someone is just outright saying you're not as good as them, or you know, maybe that's not what they meant, but like that's how it kind of feels. So I kind of went through a few days last week of just feeling a bit disheartened. I just think it's crazy, like looking back, if someone were to show me 8, 9, 10 years ago how far this YouTube, Instagram world has come, well, not even just Instagram and YouTube, just like social media as a whole, how far that has come. And if someone were to show me like where I am now, I don't think I would believe it. Like, it's just mad. Everything that I've been doing so far online has been building up to something. Like, I don't think this is just my career, I don't think this is just who I am. I don't think forever I'm just going to be creating weekly YouTube videos and posting on Instagram every day and stories. That, I love it, but I don't think that's my purpose. I don't think that's why I have fallen into this space. And I have created something, and I have been working on it for over 2 years, and it kind of feels like that's what everything has been leading up to. And we've got the first campaign shoot tomorrow, where you guys are involved. I've picked you guys to literally be the models and be the muses and be the inspiration for what I've created, because I can't ignore that. The way that I've always seen it is that it's not just me, like my audience are they are the community that I am in as well. Like, we're all in this together, and we have created this together. So if I create a new business venture, it's completely yours as well, which is why I've wanted to involve you from the very, very start. Yeah, the business hasn't even launched. It's launching in September, end of September. But yeah, the response has been amazing for people that have wanted to get involved, and it makes me so happy. And actually, that was one of the first times where, like, when I asked my audience to get in touch if they wanted to be part of this new venture, and hear their stories and hear their journeys, and the responses that I got, and then the girls that we're working with this weekend, that moment is just like, that's why I've done it. Like, that's why I'm here. That's why I've been on this journey for like throughout my whole 20s. My whole 20s have been building up to this moment right now, even though I didn't necessarily know it. But yeah, I knew there was something big, and kind of feels like this is it. I think that's it. I don't even really know what this video has been about. Like, I've well and truly rambled. These are the thoughts that just go on inside my head sometimes, and this is one of the first times I've literally just voiced them, like actually vocally out loud, especially to you guys. So yeah, but I hope you found it interesting or insightful at least. Maybe you are feeling exactly the same. Let me know.